Hello viewers, in this tutorial video we will try to understand the techniques of filmmaking and accordance to the film grammar. Filmmaking is not just an art of storytelling but also an audiovisual language which communicates with people and creates a virtual reality for them. And this is possible with the use of film grammar, which maintains the flawless smoothness, consistency, and continuity of the film. Film grammar is basically some sets of rules and structures which filmmakers usually follow and is considered as one of the best practices of filmmaking. Before moving ahead, let's have a peek into the history of how these rules were designed and developed over the years. Starting with Lumiere brothers, who are considered as the father of cinema. They came up with this idea of recording live movements and introduced the concept of some motion pictures. Their first ever recorded film is titled Workers Leaving the Factory. In this, they placed their camera opposite to one of the doors of a factory and recorded the movements of workers leaving after the job. Soon after, British film pioneer Robert W. Paul made his first film, Come Along 2, with two shots. Yes, this is the first film that featured more than one shot. Also, famous illustrator and pioneer of special effects, George Méliès used the technique of multiple exposure for the first time with his film, The Four Troublesome Heads. One more interesting fact about George Méliès is that he used to hand color his film reels, frame by frame, to give colorful effects to the movies. Yes, the father of illustrations and special effects. I would suggest to watch his movies. They are really amazing. Here are two stills of the two movies. The first one is for the Four Troublesome Heads by George Méliès, and the second one is the Come Along 2 by by Edwin S. Potter. No, sorry, Robert W. Paul. My bad. Moving ahead, let's have a look to American filmmaker Edwin S. Potter's first film, that is Life of an American Fireman. Not just a first film, but the first American film with a plot, action, and use of angles that was released in 1903. Next is the another film technique and grammar which was invented or I would say experimented by Russian director Lev Kuleshov in 1918. The Kuleshov experiment is all about juxtaposing two shots in a sequence to create a relationship. We call this montage. Let's see this short video by Kuleshov himself. Yeah, here you are. Right. Okay. Did you feel the changing emotional feels of the actor in three different sequences? First is of hunger, second of sorrow, and third of passion. Interesting fact about this video is that the same shot of the actor is used thrice, but matched to different shots to present three different emotions. This is called as montage. Another film pioneer of filmmaking, another making pioneer, D.W. Griffith, introduced the concept of drama in films with his first blockbuster, Birth of a Nation, in 1950. Let's move ahead with the rules of continuity or film grammar. First in line, and the most important rule is 180-degree rule. To understand this, let's see this image with an imaginary line crossing the two subjects, forming an angle of 180 degree. The rule is that to maintain the continuity and the position of the subjects, the camera should move on the same side. Yeah, the same side like this. If the camera jumps the line, it gives a distorted feel that is commonly called as continuity break or jerk. But what if you want to change the direction? Yes, there is a solution for that too. First, position the camera on this imaginary line and give one eye level shot of one of the subject and slightly pan the camera to the side you want to move. That will also change the position of the subject, and now you can now you can jump the line. Second is let the subject move to the other side, that is left to right or vice versa in the same shot. That is the movement of the subject himself, and you are good to go. And we talked about this cheat trick. Yeah, this is how you can, you can just have a small diversion to the rule or a break into the rule of your 180-degree without losing the continuity or consistency of the scene. Moving ahead, next is the continuity of camera shots. Yes, according to this, the shot series for a scene should go in a descending order or vice versa, or simply do not skip the steps. You need to have those intermediate shots between the two extreme different shot sizes. Let's take the look to this image. Yeah, the first one is the extreme long shot. This actually establishes the location. The second one comes a very long shot with a small size subject surrounded with the location or the environment where the subject has to be. The next is the long shot with more detailed environment and the more detailed subject. Moving ahead, the camera then moves close to the subject, going along with the decreasing shot sizes to the extreme close-up of her eyes. Technically, this is how a series of shots should go, and it is recommended to start the scene of a new location with an extreme long shot to establish that location, but this is not always followed, right? So let's have a look for this example too. You might relate it with this. Okay, and I'm really sorry about the audio. It's just not coming. I would just have this look to the video to have a feel of what I wanted to explain. Right. Okay. Right. So, Paul Walker, yes, we really miss him. It was the one of the best role he ever played. Coming to the not exactly the point, coming to our tutorial in this video, the location was established with what it is famous for, Chris the Redeemer, and that too, not exactly a long shot, but a sort of mid shot, going to a close up and then coming back to the long shots with extreme long shots of the locations, and moving back to a mid two shot of Paul Walker and I forgot the name of the actress. So this is not exactly the way we were talking, but this is how, if you want to break this rule, but the creativity, it's good. It is fine if it is creative and if it goes with the scene and it is continuous to feel. Right. So moving ahead, the next is the continuity of transitions. For the transitions, basically transitions provide a dramatic feel to the scenes when they are interconnected. There are many types of transitions: fades, wipes, zooms, and cross dissolves and dissolves. Fades are generally, that they give a start and end to the scenes. Wipes have a more animated and dramatic feel to them. Zooms are mostly used to provide emphasis or importance, and dissolves give a soft feel while moving from one scene to another. Let's see this example of a beautiful dissolve from movie Citizen Kane by Orson Welles. Here is it. I mean, here it is. And this movie is really good. You should I would recommend to watch this movie. This is one of the best at par classic movie to look at least once in your life. Let's start with the video. Did you see how these two scenes dissolved in each other? Like one was just coming in and the other one was coming out. The doors, the space between the doors and the space between the letters, how it went just so well. Yeah, just so good about that. Next, let's move to the another rule, that is cut on action or cut on movement. This technique requires good editing skills, patience, and minute observations. This technique is a synced cut and join of two different shots with same action to give one smooth action. This is mostly used in advertisements and music videos. Best example is TikTok transition videos, but let's see this example of Nike ad to give it more feel. Right, here you are. Just see how these actions are interconnected. The swings of the ball, the running, footsteps, jumps, and that too from very different locations. Well, that was fast. It would have certainly took a lot of patience, time, and skills. So we are near to the end, but before ending, let's see how these rules can be bended or broken. One such popular break in rule is used and is called as jump cuts. In this, some intermediate movements are skipped to give a feel of action or urgency. This helps in saving the time. Let's check this video to understand it better. And here it is. Where you are? Yeah. Did you see how the positions just changed without any movements? This is what jump cut is. Right. Well, creativity does not have any limits, and unless the final output looks good, smooth, and consistent, you are good to go. Many directors try to bend these rules and create their own style of filmmaking, and are known for that, and they're really popular for that sometimes. But it comes with its own risk as well. Hence, it is recommended to follow these rules to maintain the continuity. So, this is all for now. Thank you so much. Thank you.